Hello everyone, hello. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm trying to talk at a moderate level, but it sounds like it's making my voice shake a little bit, but it's fine. So today we're going to just be, the topic, as you can see, is the title of the video. I'm going to be talking about gang stalking. What it is, what occurs, just, things like that. And what I will say before I kind of get into it is there's like gang stalking is all the same. It's all the same, but it's like different, I guess, forms in a sense. But today specifically, what I'm going to be talking about is like when you experience gang stalking in your home, where you lay your head. That's what I'm going to specifically be talking about in this video. So what occurs? Basically, this is kind of just like off the top of my head, just a quick rundown. I would say it's basically a person above your head at all times, no matter where you go, whether it's the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, the bedroom, your closet. It could be anywhere, anywhere in your space that you go. It's always, you're always gonna feel that other presence above you, or whatever the case may be. So like if you can be in the kitchen, you can be cooking, you can be making something to eat, you could be using the microwave, you could be baking something, using the oven. It doesn't matter. A person will be in the kitchen with you. You can leave out the kitchen, you can go into the dining room. You're going to the dining room, that presence is gonna be in the dining room. Okay, let me just go on into my room real quick, take a quick little lay down. That presence is gonna follow you to your bedroom. You wanna take a shower. That presence is gonna follow you into the bathroom. You're gonna be in there the whole time you shower, the whole time you're using the bathroom. You could be washing your hands, washing your hair, washing your feet, anything. They're gonna be with you. So that's like the first thing that occurs. The second thing, it's like basically somebody knowing your whereabouts at all times. It's literally an invasion of privacy. I mean, it will really make a person, paranoid, which is understandable, but at the same time, you really shouldn't be paranoid in your own space. It's not right. It doesn't make any sense. It's an invasion of privacy. It's illegal. It goes against a lot of the amendments, a lot of things like that. Like you can walk into the door, so the person will know when you walk into your abode. When you leave your abode, the person knows, Gang stalking is basically just having an obsessed, unhinged stalker that wants you. They're obsessed with you. They love you. They hate you. They love you. They're obsessed with you. They can't get enough of you. It's very frustrating. I would say the next thing that occurs would be, well, obviously, somebody's following you. They'll basically do anything. And if a person can listen to you use the bathroom, they'll pretty much listen to you do anything, because, that just is a fact. They'll listen to conversations, like listen to like keywords that you say, stomping, the banging from room to room, furniture dropping, just really just unhinged, obnoxious behavior. Dogs barking, just anything you can think of, it comes with it. But you'll experience all of this, but it's a silent torment. It's a silent torture. Nobody else experiences it. Nobody will, so it's like when you tell people, or, you try to express, or somebody's like, why are you so upset? Why do you seem frustrated? Why do you seem on edge? Those tactics will create that frustration. Those tactics will create that paranoia. Those tactics will create basically you seeming like you're the person that's unhinged. And I will admit, no matter kind of how long you go through it or experience it, And you can tell yourself it's okay. Just don't take it personal, I guess. Don't take it personal, or just try to roll with it. And it's like any human on this earth, after a certain amount of time, it will literally, it'll become an issue. At the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have feelings. We all have nervous systems. We all have cells and bodily functions that function off of one another, and that correspond to how your body feels, how your mind feels. All of those things correlate. Um, and was also, it's just very sick, twisted, demented thing. Um, they'll only do it to you. It's like they kind of, well, not kind of, but um, it's like it's literally only done to you. So if you tell somebody else, let's say you have a guest over, or no, pause before the guest comes over. Um, yeah. So let's say you're just in the house. You quiet, calm. Trying to, I guess, relax and keep your peace as much as you can. But you have all this just chaos going on above you. Just mad chaos. And you just kind of think like, why is this going on? But okay. So you'll be experiencing this. And then let's say you have a guest come over. So now the guest is in your space, which I will say, I really don't like to have guests in my space, now or even previously, because I know what it comes with. But I'll get to that, next. But okay, so now you have a guest come over. And let's say maybe you share your experience with this guest prior to them coming, or whenever you just shared this with them. Maybe you confided in them, and so that person comes over. So now you're in your space. You guys are vibing, kind of just calm, chilling, and they're kind of like, and they're kind of thinking like, okay, well, I don't hear what you're hearing. I don't experience what you're experiencing. Are you sure this isn't? Are you okay? Are you sure that's what, yes, I'm sure. I'm 100% positive. So that's like kind of goes with the silent torment and torture. They won't do them other people isn't around. Or they'll like do things only you will recognize, But yeah, it's just horrible. But let's say if you have a guest that kind of stays maybe long term, which I had a friend, and I expressed with this friend, what was going on. And at first, this person kind of, it's like they kind of believed me, but it was like, I don't, their thought was probably like, why would a person do this? Why you? And why would they do this? Why would they spend all this energy and time on you? Which I agree, I feel the same way. Don't spend your time on me. But sorry. Anyway, so yeah, they're kind of like, why would they spend all this time on me? But let's say this guest that I told this to, who they didn't experience what I was experiencing. But that person, I guess, kind of was like a long-term guest for maybe about 4 weeks, So during that 4 weeks, the person progressively started to see what I was talking about. Because now not only was this person following me from room to room and stomping and banging and vibrating the whole apartment, now this person or entity or whatever you want to call it is following the guest, making the guest feel unwelcome. I mean, so not only so you making me somewhat feel uncomfortable in my own space, but then you're gonna try to make my guests feel uncomfortable. No, I can't allow that. I'm sorry, I just simply can't allow it. So okay, no, that's the next one. Oh, so I kind of made that point to say. So one day we were like sitting on a chair, like, and this was towards the end of this person's stay. Cause it kind of like, it's literally a lot. It's like, I guess if somebody told you this, maybe you wouldn't believe it until you experienced it firsthand. So after that 4 weeks, which, I guess it's like, okay, this person is like, all right, enough is enough. I'm gonna have to go. Which, all right, that's fine, do you? Cause I understand, So after that 4 weeks, we was just like sitting on a chair, kind of just talking or whatever. And then and then she said, she's like, what did she say? Oh, she said, originally I didn't, it was like, I believed you, but I kind of thought that she was a little crazy. I didn't know that, this was really occurring. Yes, it's really occurring. Nobody in their right mind is gonna make something as random as that up. Certain things you can't, you really can't make up certain things. Like, I wouldn't be able to sit here, like, if I never saw, let's say, okay, I don't know if this analogy is gonna make sense, so hopefully it does. That's like me saying, or that's like me, okay, let me think here. It's kind of like me seeing a sink, for like the first time ever in my life. And I go to tell somebody, hey, okay, well, maybe this isn't a good analogy. And it's like me saying, okay, hey, I seen this sink. This is what the sink does. And okay, yeah, that's not necessarily a good analogy. But basically what I was trying to say is you can't make up certain things. You can't make up, like, I can't make up that the color of my shirt is red. I can't make that up. I can't make up that I'm in the kitchen right now, because that's where I'm at. Yeah. We'll move on to the next point, because I don't want to just, basically, they listen to you sleep, they listen to you eat, they listen to you go to the restroom, they listen to you shower. It is a complete invasion of privacy. And it's literally torture and torment tactics. It's really horrible. I guess, yeah, it's just really horrible. My next point, how long has this been happening? So for me, and I know everybody is different, but for me, I kind of reflected back, I reflected back a lot. This scenario will kind of make you do a lot of reflecting, trying to get a better understanding of why is this occurring? Why is it occurring? Why is it happening? What is the point? Who is doing it? Why are they doing it? What are they gaining from doing it? What are you supposed to... Well, you're not supposed to gain anything from doing it. They want you to be crazy. They want you to be unhinged. They want you to be paranoid. They want you to be sick. They want you to be unwell. They want you to be unhealthy. They want you to not have anything. They want you to not have nice things. They want you to not live in nice places. They don't want you to have any relationships. All of these things, okay? But for me, this has been occurring since 2021, October 2021 to be exact. Basically like Halloween, October 2021, basically Halloween. But as I was kind of reflecting, when you kind of keep going through things, you kind of think back, but there are kind of signs, or like as I was reflecting, it kind of like, okay, maybe this has been going on before 2021, but this is just now, it's like boom, here you go, this is what you in, now now it's just obvious, it's blatant, they don't even care, like it's boom, which thank you for letting me know it is what it is. But at the same time, how can you do all of this behind closed doors? How can you not show yourself? How can you not stand on all of the fuckery that you're doing? All of the chaos that you're doing? How can you not, it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, so like I said, this has been current since 2021. We're now in 2024. It originally started in Dallas. So it went from Dallas. Then I was actually in a relationship in Dallas. This caused the end of a relationship in Dallas. So I left Dallas, came back to Philly, maybe for only maybe a month or two, and started experiencing the same thing here. Okay, so then I kind of reconcile with the ex. So then I go back to Dallas. So now I'm in Dallas. So I'm in Dallas. It's current, in Dallas, from Dallas to Philly to Dallas. Then it's the end of a relationship again. So I'm back in Philly again, and it's occurring again. So in Dallas, it began October 2021, basically Halloween. So October 31st of 2021 is when it began. And when it began, And how I know specifically that when it began is because it was actually his birthday. It was it was his birthday. And we getting ready. We had a nice day. Well, so before I kind of gotta say that, we had neighbors. We had lived at this place for like 2 years. And it was quiet, the most peaceful, beautiful place I ever had. Loved it to death. And we had a couple that lived on top of us, and I promise you, the only time I ever heard this couple is when they were having sex. The only time I heard them. The only time. Okay, I'd rather listen to you do it and get pleasure than have a motherfucker intentionally try to drive me insane. But anyway, so I'm sorry. So how I know that specific date is because, like I said, our neighbors, the couple, had moved out, and that apartment had maybe been vacant for, I don't know, kind of like a few months, maybe like a month or two, maybe probably about a month or two. And it was the night of his birthday, so we're like going out, we're about to leave, and I hear people moving in. So I'm like, oh wow, people are moving in. Not thinking too much of it. Like, oh, they're moving in. We got new neighbors. Cool. Congratulations to them for moving in. And so we leave, we out all night having a good time. And from that day forward, it literally was just insane chaos. And at this time, I was working from home. So I experienced everything. Literally everything you could think of is what I experienced. And my boyfriend at the time, he worked, he didn't work from home. He worked in person. And he would leave about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then get back about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, that night. So when he come home, you thinking he just hearing regular apartment. No, you're not hearing regular noises. You're hearing, but it's fine. But yeah. So anyway, so then that went on for maybe about a year, maybe almost 2 years. And it just really just dug a very bad hole in our relationship. But that's kind of another story. But so then I moved to Philly. I didn't move to Philly. I just came to Philly. I moved back home. I guess I moved back home. I only was here for maybe about, I don't even think 2 months, maybe about a month or two. And during this time, I was with my mom because she's basically the family that I have in Philly. And so yeah. So I moved back home with her, and I mean, her apartment was so, I'm talking the most quietest, peaceful apartment on the planet. It was just pure bliss. And I even told her this. I'm like, your apartment is like really calm and quiet. And during this month or two that I was home, I guess kind of taking a break from the ex, I was kind of, I don't know, I guess I was kind of like in the space of shedding. So as I'm in this space of shedding, I share it with my mom. I guess I just shared with her something personal. And when I tell you, that day that I shared that personal, I think was, that same day that I shared something personal, all hell broke loose. But this isn't related. But if you have anything, whether it's traumatic or personal or just anything that you want to release, you feel like you have to get it off your chest, you got to tell somebody. Before you tell somebody, make sure that years down the line that you're going to be okay with you telling anybody, just yeah. So then after I kind of, released that statement or whatever I said, I had smoked a blunt. Not gonna lie to you, I had smoked a blunt in her apartment. But mind you, okay, it really doesn't matter what the kind of blunt was. But I mean, she gave me permission, which is odd because my mom's not even that type of person. Like, she's not the type of person you can be in her crib smoking. That doesn't make any sense. Like, that's just not gonna happen with her. But I mean, that time it did, but I think it was only because it kind of had like rose petals in it. So maybe in her mind, it wasn't a full, blunt. Or joint, whatever you want to call it. So, and literally from that day forward, at 2 a.m., all hell broke loose in my mama's crib. All hell broke loose. I'm talking stomping, I'm talking banging, I'm talking dropping the things, I'm talking following, it was horrible. And I'm like, okay. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're just, moving they up, or maybe they work, night shift, or maybe they work during the day. No, maybe, I don't know what I thought. Honestly, I don't know what I thought. So then me and the ex, had reconciled. So I moved back to Dallas. Mind you, while I was in Philly that 2 months, the ex told me that, the person above us had moved out and it was a new neighbor. So I'm thinking, oh wow, this is like a fresh start. Great, this is amazing. I go back to Dallas, get back to Dallas like a Thursday night. And we celebrate me coming back, so we go out. And I guess these new people, they probably like, who the fuck is she? Like, well, in my head, I'm thinking, they're probably thinking like, who is she? They probably thought this was just like a single bachelor. He just living his life, and I'm just probably some random person. Like, no, motherfuckers. I was here before all you motherfuckers. But all right, sure. So anyway, so he goes to work the next morning. The next morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, he out, he gone. The apartment is dead silent, as it was before when he used to leave for work and I used to work from home. This time I was still working from home. So anyway, so it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's dead silent. Dead silent. It's dead silent to probably from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's dead silent. I'm like a light sleeper, so I can pretty much, I'm like a light sleeper. I don't know. So it's kind of like I'm awake when I'm asleep. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but in a sense, it's like I'm always aware of what's going on in a sense. So I'm trying to catch back to where I was at. Okay, so it's like 11 a.m. I finally wake up, about to get my day started. I'm talking, I crack my toes. And it seems like when I crack my toes, that sound, which I hope that doesn't offend anybody, because I don't know if that sound is offensive. I don't know if it's annoying. But I'm saying, as soon as I cracked my toes, all hell broke loose. I'm talking, are you a puppet? Do you only move when I move? How does that make any sense? I'm sorry. This should be more calm. It seems like I'm getting like a little frustrated, probably because I'm going back to these times, and I'm still dealing with it in the present. All hell broke loose, I'm telling you. All hell. I'm talking, I turned on the TV. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Okay, I'm just waking up, so let me go use the bathroom. I go in the bathroom. This motherfucker comes in the bathroom. Like, are you serious? Like, do you have to be in here with me? Really? Okay, let me leave out the bathroom. Let me go wash some clothes. Let me go do laundry. Now you're in the laundry room. Okay, let me go in the room to just get away from you for about 10 seconds. Now you're in the room? Please, I should be able to have some space to where I can go in solitude, especially in my own place. I should be able to have at least one space of solitude for myself without all that. It's just literally too much. So me knowing that this caused a rift in our relationship before, I'm keeping this to myself. I don't have anything to say. Maybe this is just going on, and maybe I just need to just shut, just be quiet. Just, all right, it is what it is. Ma'am, you don't know 100% what these people do on a daily basis, but when somebody's following you, when somebody's following you. But all right, sure. So maybe like a month or two goes, maybe about a month goes by. So now I'm kind of like, I'm tired of kind of holding it in that this is occurring. So maybe I shared it with him because he kind of had let the leasing office know, what was occurring. So, and, luckily the leasing lady was really like nice and friendly and understanding. So, she speaks with him. That day, it probably went dead solid. Then the next day, it was 100 times worse. When I tell you 100 times worse, it was 100 times worse. Which I guess is understandable. They felt some type of way, so they had to, do what they did. So then, we kind of complained again, maybe like 2 or 3 other times. And then she's like, well, that neighbor moved out. It's new people coming. Like, we actually heard them move out and new people coming in. So at this point, this is the 3rd neighbor that comes in and is doing the Gangstalking. It was insane, literally. It was literally horrible. So I guess maybe fast forward a couple months. Now I'm back in Philly. And I had an early flight. I got back home to Philly maybe about 6 o'clock in the morning. So this day I'm just using to rest because I'm just had an early flight. I just packed up all of my stuff from this apartment and had to basically squeeze all my stuff into like 3 suitcases. Like my whole life, not my whole life, but the past 6 years of my life, I got to pack up and move back to Philly, you know. So it's just basically exhausted. So when I get back to so just to let you know. So again, I'm back from Dallas to Philly. I'm with my mom again. So it's like I said, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. My mom lifts me in. She kind of helps get me a little settled or whatever. And so I go to sleep. I'm knocked out. Probably from like, and it's dead silent in here. And mind you, before I left Philly, her neighbors was doing this, right? But the apartment was dead silent the whole day. So I'm asleep from probably about 7 a.m. to probably like 3, 4 p.m. I was tired. When I sleep, I sleep. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I wake up about 3, 4 o'clock, but I kind of sit in the bed for about an hour and just like wake up. And so this hour, I'm basically sitting here awake, but I'm basically not making any noise because I'm just asleep or I'm waking up. It's dead silent. It's dead silent. It's quiet. I get up, I step my foot off this bed, get out the bed, and go into the living room or go into wherever I went. Oh, excuse me. Then the motherfucker heard my voice. All hell broke fucking loose. I'm talking damn. But I literally have to make your life for you to be doing this type of fuckery on a daily basis. Gangstalking is 24/7 and never stops. When you wake up, there it is. When you brush your teeth, there it is. When you shower, there it is. When you pee, there it is. When you go to the bathroom, there it is. When you do laundry, there it is. When you wash your hands, there it is. When you open your refrigerator, there it is. When you open your microwave, there it is. When you open your stove, your dishwasher, when you go to wash your dishes, there it is. When you go to bed, there it is. It's wild. It is literally horrible. So I probably lasted at my mom's house maybe from about it was like December to the beginning of December to like the middle of January. And it just was a lot. It was affecting me and my mom's relationship like it previously affected me and my, significant other's relationship. It was just really bad. So thankfully I had got my own place. I got me a brand new loft. Brand new. The first person to live in this apartment unit, the first person to live in this apartment building, and like the third person in the entire building to live here. And there was only first of all, there was nobody that lived above my unit, but there was one person that lived on that floor that was above me. One person. But anyway, I say this to say I lived in a brand new unit. And my mom, because I guess she understood what I was experiencing before, she knew how much, it had, affected a lot of things. So she knocks, mind you, this is a loft. This is a former building that used to be a warehouse. So it should be structured. You can't hear nothing. So she knocks on the wall and she asks the property manager who was giving us the tour, she's like, how is the sound insulation? Property manager, which was a lady, she was like, oh, it's good. It used to be a warehouse. It's very well insulated, and like the metal bracket, something like that, she was saying. So I'm thinking, okay, perfect. This is too freaking clutch. This is amazing. This is what I need. But prior to me moving into this brand new loft, I was, going to relocate back to Texas, because I was set on getting a top floor unit, so no motherfucker could be over my head. I was set on getting a top floor unit. But I guess I saw this brand new space, and then I'm thinking it was a warehouse. It's gonna be insulated, not realizing that, girl, this shit's gonna follow you everywhere you go unless you got a top floor unit. And I don't know. So fast forward, I move in, I'm getting settled. The first 2 weeks, maybe even 3, but the first 2 weeks, pure bliss. I'm talking pure bliss. I could watch TV in peace on like level 10, like volume sound 10. I could watch TV in peace. I could finally cook in peace. I could use the bathroom in peace without somebody listening to me and harassing me and being disgustingly perverted. I could sleep in peace first 2 weeks. So next thing you know, I'm laying down, getting the good old sleep. And mind you, this building is so new, it's kind of still under construction. Like, it's like the first floor is not complete. They're still finishing up the first floor and kind of still finishing up the top floor. So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I start hearing hammers and bang. Okay, what's going on? So I'm like, okay, wow, they're getting started pretty early, but I'm thinking, okay, they're probably trying to get the building finished. Matter of fact, it wasn't 2, it was like 3. It was like 3 in the morning. I'm like, okay, maybe they're trying to get, this finished so they can have more tenants come in and just fill up the building. That's all these places care about is money. So I'm thinking, okay, that's just the construction people trying to finish everything. Okay, so then so it's doing this for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour, about 30 minutes to 2 hours is how long this is going on. So finally I fall back asleep and I gotta get up at 8 because I got to clock in at work. So, or probably a little before that. Soon as my alarm go off, not even 2 seconds after my alarm clock goes off, all you hear is banging, banging, drilling. I'm like, okay, Mary, it's not that serious. That's what's going on. Maybe they're just working. And every day at 8 a.m. when my alarm went off, boom, 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 drills. Boom, boom, boom. And you would hear a motherfucker come upstairs, start stomping, dropping shit. So I reach out to the property manager who toured me at the apartment. I'm like, hey, Christy, did someone move in upstairs? I'm just curious. I think I heard somebody moving in. She's like, no, the 3rd floor only has 1 tenant. And she's I don't think it would be coming from her because she's quiet and she works from home also. So I'm like, okay, well, I understand. And so then this time she's like, but I'm no longer the property manager. Please reach out to Ben, who's now the property manager, and, see what's going on. So I do that maybe about a couple days later because I'm like, all right. She said nobody's moved in. It's only 1 person. So I'm like, okay. And I realized this should actually be part of the story time. And this is actually going off topic of what I was talking about in a sense. Not really. But this should be a story time because I got all left field. But I'll just kind of end it up. Yeah, how did I get on this? I don't know. Okay. So anyway, so moral of the story is she's like, nobody lives above you. There's only 1 person who lives across the hall from you, and she also works from home. I don't think she would be doing this. Story time later for the rest of that. And trust me, it's a story time. This ain't no clickbait story. This is a Gangstalking story time. Okay? Alright. So I'm gonna kind of cancel off from that. But moral of the story is I moved into a brand new loft after being from Dallas to Philly, Dallas again, Philly again at my mom's house for about a month. Then into a brand new building, a brand new structure, and started experiencing the Gangstalking again. Very horrible. So the next thing I would say is, or the next thing I wanted to say was, the question was, who is it? Who's doing it? And originally I thought it was, just bad, evil, hateful, jealous people that live, on top of me or whoever is, experiencing Gangstalking in their home. But now I'm starting to feel like, I don't know if it's, bad people, like bad neighbor. I'm not going to call them neighbors because a neighbor doesn't do those type of things. A neighbor really don't got to be nothing but somebody that you live next to. But also a neighbor is not somebody that's intentionally trying to make your home life a living hell. So I won't refer to them as neighbors. But originally I thought it was just, just hateful people just living upstairs just doing this. But what I'm going to say is